Hey folks, it's me, Roger, back with another video. I'm going to do a vinyl update here. Not a lot to show, but, well, it's playing in the background. This was playing in the record store when I went on Tuesday, and it sounded so good, and I met another VC guy, Jim Hart. Hey Jim, if you're watching. See him from time to time. Doesn't make videos, but he's active on the Facebook end of things. Anyway, it's this, and when I first saw it in the bins, I thought, what is this, some reissue of some obscure 70s record? But no, it's brand new. It just came out on Dead Oceans. It's Riley Walker, Primrose Green. I hope I don't get busted playing in the background, but I really wanted to play it for you folks because I love it. I can't get enough of it. It hits all those notes of, Nick Drake and David Crosby, and I don't know, a lot of. It sounds just like it looks. You know, it could have been made 30 years ago, and yet it doesn't sound totally derivative to me. And I don't know much about this guy. He's based in Chicago, and he's got a bunch of Chicago jazz guys playing with him, and you can hear it, and it's got that Astral Weeks vibe, that Van Morrison, where he's got members of the Modern Jazz Quartet backing him up. I don't know what to say. It's like it's rare where a record really strikes me this hard, and you know, I'm gonna play it to death, and you know, we'll see how it ages. But I don't know. He takes all those influences and I don't know, makes it his own. And the band is killer. It's just some great electric guitar playing, some vibes. This is. Limited green version of it. I don't know if there's a black version. I hope it's available, because really I think a lot of you folks out there would really like this a lot, and you know, he deserves your support. Killer stuff. It'll be playing in the background. Make up your own mind. Cheers, VC. I posted that on Facebook and people got kind of excited, which is cool, because you know, what do I know? But when I heard this, I just was like, wow, this is great. Okay, moving on. Another new record. It took a while for Grimies to get this in. I had to have it. This is the new Steven Wilson. A lot of people have shown this. Hand Cannot Erase. 2LP on K-Scope. Now, I'd had this for a while, the Blu-ray, and frankly this is my go-to listening copy. I don't have a surround sound home theater thing. I listen to the 2-channel version. It sounds awesome, you know. But why, oh why is the packaging of the Blu-ray so crappy? Yeah, this is gorgeous. To be honest, I have a love-hate thing about Steven Wilson. I really admire that he started out as like a bedroom, you know, noodler, and turned it into a band, Porcupine Tree, and turned that into like this kind of proto-metal thing, and his engineering chops led to this whole, you know, mastering and remixing career, and you know, his work with Opeth, I think, was really a turning point for that band. You know, some of this I love, some of it I don't. It's kind of more of a return to Porcupine Tree kind of sound, with some electronica and some heavier guitar. I love his band, man. They can play. I doubt that Porcupine Tree's ever going to reform. I mean, why would he do that when he's got these guys, you know, paying them by the hour? Yeah, I don't know. Steven Wilson. Pick this up. Enslaved, In Times. This is their new record on Nuclear Blast. 3-sided LP, I think. A lot of folks, back when I was getting into Opeth, were like, oh, you like Opeth, you should check out Enslaved. And I never kind of did, so when this came out, I was like, sure, I'll check it out. And sure enough, it sounds very similar to Opeth, you know, melodic death metal. Still some screaming going on here, but also clean singing and kind of proggy musicianship and stuff. Yeah, I like this. Didn't like it as much as I like Opeth, but I need to check out their earlier catalog. Yeah, this is cool. One last new record. This is the new Lower Dens album called, what's it called? Escape from Evil. Now, Andreas Sonic Mainliner, if you're watching, you might notice I've left the shrink wrap on this record and put it in a sleeve. And the reason why is because this Lower Dens sticker is on the shrink wrap. And if I were to remove the shrink wrap, the artistic integrity of the cover, I think, would be compromised. So here's an example where I'm going to try to preserve this shrink wrap as best I can too. Record collectors are funny, aren't we? Alright, that's it for new vinyl. I've got a few antiques, pre-loved, used stuff. Here's this, really sad that John Renbourn died just as I'm getting into this whole UK folk thing. And like the next day I found this at Grimey's. John Renbourn, Sir John a Lot Of, which is a Windham Hill reissue of a much earlier record from '68. The original title was Sir John a Lot of Merry England's Music Thing and Ye Green Night, in kind of old English spelling, on Transatlantic. So yeah, this is on Windham Hill from 1984. A different cover, I guess. Yeah, beautiful. John Renbourn on guitar, Terry Cox on finger cymbals, African drums, glockenspiel, Ray Warley on flute, David Monroe on recorders on one track, and Roderick Skeeping bass viol on another track. Charles Lloyd track on here, Transfusion, pretty cool. William Byrd piece. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Yeah, sad to hear he passed away. I'll be looking for more of his work in Pentangle and Bert Jansch and all that stuff. A couple of really great jazz finds, again at Grimey's. If you're there at the right time, man. Here's a really nice copy of Pharoah Sanders' Suman Bookman Umyan, Deaf, Dumb, Blind, on Impulse. Really super clean. I don't see these around much anymore, and this is one of my favorite Pharoah Sanders records. I love the outfits, the way they're standing right in front of, I think it's the Metropolitan Opera House, is that right? Let's take this out of the sleeve and admire it because it's, yeah, it's a really, really nice copy. A little bit of edge wear at the top. I mean, the spine still wants to crack. Yeah. Yeah, very nice. And another nice Impulse. Really mint. Archie Shep, 3 for a quarter, 1 for a dime. Yeah, when was this one from? 1970. And this is recorded live. I can't remember when. We can open it up because it's really super glossy. And I love Grimey's because they don't charge an arm and a leg for these things. They're priced to sell, and I have had this on CD for a long time. It's retitled Live in San Francisco, which has more stuff, but this is the heart of that set. And yeah, look at that gloss, really nice. Really psyched when I see minty Impulse titles for not a lot of money. Yeah, here's 2 minty impulses. Sounded weird, didn't it? Now here's a record that someone showed on the Facebook end of things. I want to say Anthony Camplone. I could be wrong. But I saw this like unplayed copy in the used bins for like $6, and I thought, well, what the hell? It's Christopher Campbell, Sound the All Clear, from 2010 on Innova. So I knew the Innova label, and I recognized a couple names, players on here. Susie Ibarra, great drummer, percussionist. And I looked him up, and he's like composer, filmmaker. And this is a wonderful, wonderful record. I'm really psyched to find it. Cheap, you know, maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's a 3-sided LP, nice heavy vinyl. And yeah, you can tell he's a filmmaker because this is really one of those like movies for your mind kind of thing. It uses a lot of like found sound and field recordings and then studio recordings and using the studio to manipulate them, and just kind of all flows together. It's really lovely. I listened to it once and was transported. Really excited to have that. Wish I could remember who originally posted it. You know, the Facebook thing is kind of dangerous. It's even more dangerous than the video end of things because, you know, I finally had to turn off notifications and so that I actually go there when I want to. Because for a while there, it was just like a constant stream of records, you know, good and bad, and you know, especially like really rare things can really, it's enervating. It's, you all know what I mean, right? But anyway, Greg Mattingly, another BC member. Do you make videos? If you do, let me know. Hey, Greg. Had posted this, and we all kind of made fun of the clothes. This is Alphonse Mouzon, Mind Transplant. It turns out this is on Blue Note from 1975. I love Alphonse Mouzon as a drummer. I mean, he's great, but you know, looking at that cover, you might think, no. But this is, except though, I don't know, I was like 10, 12 years old in 1975, so I kind of remember the 70s. So that cover kind of makes me happy. Anyway, so yeah, as I've been mentioning, if you've been watching my channel, I'm basically picking up 70s Blue Notes when I see them. And the cover's a little worse for wear, but the vinyl's in really nice shape. And this is killer. Tommy Bolin plays guitar on some of this, which is, yeah, well, Tommy Bolin. What a tragedy. Some early Lee Ritenour. Yeah, killer. Great funk fusion. A little bit of singing. Still, it's, man. You know, the whole VC Facebook thing can be maddening in some ways, but it also is like sensitized me to stuff like this. I guess I'll say one more thing about this. Is, yeah, I remember the 70s, and so like when I was in college and stuff in the 80s, there could be nothing more passé than something like this, right? So these things were cheap and plentiful back then, and oh well, so it goes. I didn't pay so much for this. It's really in nice shape. Alright, moving on. Just a couple more records here. Here's an EP on SST from 1988 by Always August called Geography. I had heard of these guys back in the day, and as it turns out, this guy, Tim Harding, bass player, is a friend of Sam Bird's. So this is a Richmond, Virginia based band, I think. So 88, Sam had moved to Boston at that point, but it's cool to see Tim's name there. So yeah, this is interesting, kind of REM-ish, folky, you know, rock, indie rock, but with a jazzy sensibility. Tim Harding, great bass player. He swings on here, and they do a creditable cover of Sema Bayuka, Coy Tyner tune. Yeah, I was psyched to see this for like $4. It's a 4-track EP. Finally, here's another record somebody posted on one of those Facebook pages. It can be overwhelming. And so, I can't remember who, and I can't even remember the discussion of it, but I kind of like the cover. And maybe it was Derek, and I think maybe Derek showed this in a video. I'm forgetting. I'm getting old. This is a really weird record. I'm going to take it out of the sleeve. Pavlovs Dog. Their debut album, Pampered Meal, on ABC from 1975. Cover's got some staining on it. Yeah, I didn't know anything about these guys. Well, I googled them. It's got a little promo sticker on it. It wasn't in a sleeve, and it was filthy, filthy, filthy. Like one of the dirtiest records I've ever encountered. It took like 5 different fluids and, you know, vacuuming each time, and finally got it clean. It actually sounds really good. So Pavlovs Dog, 1975, American prog band, I guess. Musically, I really dig this. Keyboards, mellotron, flute, bass, violin. The problem for me is the vocalist, David Surkamp. I have a hard enough time with Geddy Lee and Rush, and this guy takes that approach to singing and takes it even further, and it makes me laugh. You know, it's almost like a parody, but musically, it's really compelling. You know, my wife and I enjoyed listening to this. You know, you look at these guys. Yeah, it's so over the top that, yeah, I'm gonna keep this. You know, it was cheap because it was filthy and not even in the sleeve, but cleaned up, plays nice. You know, when he stops trilling up in that high register, it's really great music. All right, I rambled for 18 minutes. Thanks for watching. I'm going to a record show tomorrow, which means more vinyl, I'm sure, coming into the house. So I'll be back soon with yet more records. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon.